The gods too are fond of a joke, meaning the gods actually also have always had their own character, significance, morality, distinction, virtue, authenticity, individuality, independence, and other qualities about themselves in one way or another. The gods are also distinct, significant, different, and sovereign in and from one another in one way or another. Now, whether or not we want to approve of it, acknowledge it, or pay attention to this differentiation and distinction that exists between the different gods in the mythology as well as in the creation and development of mankind, the world, is another matter. But the gods are real, they are within ourselves, in our soul, psyche, motivating, encouraging good action in us, and also producing moral behavior, virtue in our mindset, and also influencing our behavior, communicating through our minds from the outer space, from the universe. But then again, the gods can be considered to be distinct, different from one another. The gods also have had their own distinctions. The gods can be considered to have not only integrity, morality, character, other qualities, but they also have their own distinctions, differences, sovereignties, responsibilities, reliances that again made them different from one another. Now, just as we as human beings are fundamentally, essentially, critically, primarily, preliminarily different from one another in our psyche, brain, mind, and then again in adulthood, in profession, education, job, behavior, manner, character, and essentially everything else that we engage in, think, do, achieve, possess in our lives, the gods are also equally different. And we are also fundamentally different because of our biology, evolution, parenthood, origin, etc. We are meant to be different, and it's good that we are different from one another, that we are not the same. Otherwise, the world would fade. We would not be able to live because of the monotony, mediocrity, repetition. If all people were the same or similar to one another, and everyone was already meant to be different by and from the universe, by creation and origin, and everyone should also be different, and the difference, distinction in the human beings ultimately comes out, pops up, out of desperation, frustration, because it cannot be put into repression. The more we repress ourselves, the more we suffer, struggle from unnecessary suffering, chaos, conflicts, tragedies, torments, turmoils in our lives in one way or another, because repression is the real poison. But then again, modern society has repressed us, dominated us, domesticated us. Modern society has put us into repression of instincts, impulses, and we're being domesticated, refined into usable puppets of education,